Hey everybody, it's Janelle from Infinite Potential Healing, and I wanted to chat with you today about using flowers as flower therapy. So one of the certifications that I have as an energy worker is I am a certified flower therapy healer. And one of my favorite flowers to work with is African violets. I love to work with African violets because African violets will automatically transmute any negative energy that you have in a space. So they are absolutely amazing and perfect to transmute negative energy that might, follow you home from work, follow your kids home from school, might come into your space through the radio or shows that you watch on TV. The great thing about working with flowers and utilizing flower therapy, other than the fact that it's obviously a very gentle therapy and a very beautiful therapy, is that you don't have to program the flowers to do anything. The flowers have their own specific energetic vibration, and African violets have the energetic vibration that will automatically help to transmute energy in a space. So this particular African violet I have had for a long time. I think I bought it in a pot about this big initially from Trader Joe's. There's actually 3 different colors of African violet that were in the one little pot. I've transplanted it a couple times, and you can see it's pretty happy in the pot that it lives in right now. So the climate that I live in, this is a typical climate when African violets would flower at this time of year, but you can actually feed your African violets and have them flower perpetually year round. Whether or not they flower, the plant itself is still transmuting the negative energy of your space simply to have them in your space. So I always recommend having an African violet, at least one, in the main area of your house that you typically spend the most time in, and to also have one African violet, if you can, in your bedroom, because we want to make sure that we're transmuting any kind of wonky energy that is coming in, through entities or through our dreams or in our dream space when we are maybe our defenses aren't as high when we're sleeping. So it does not matter what color African violet you choose to work with. They come in all different colors. They come in various shades of purples, even some fuchsias, some pinks, some whites, and you can just pick whichever African violet you are drawn to. They're also not terribly expensive to purchase. Usually you get them as very small plants in little pots, and they run you right now roughly $6 or so to purchase an African violet. So they are absolutely amazing for transmuting your energy. They really uplift you. They help your space feel uplifted, clean, and harmonious. And it's a really simple energetic tip and trick, kind of a life hack even, to have an African violet hanging out in your space to help your space feel and be more energetically clean. African violets in the past have gotten a really bad rap because people will tell you that they're super hard to take care of. They're not. In my personal experience, they actually kind of thrive on neglect, because that's my level of keeping plants in my house. They do like to be watered from the bottom up if possible, especially when they're in those little teeny tiny pots. You could just take off any of the decorative wrapping on the outside of the pot and place them in a bowl of water so that they can soak the water up and obtain it through their roots that way, through the bottom of the pot. Obviously, this big of a pot, I am using watering globes to kind of go down and water them from the roots up, and they're clearly very happy. They don't need a ton of light, direct sunlight, so they're really not all that picky in my experience. And I used to be a serial plant killer, so if I can keep African violets alive and get them to look like this, I am confident you can do it too. We had a really cool African violet experience not that long ago too that I wanted to share with you, that came up just simply by me kind of following my intuition and going with those fun little spidey sense psychic hits that I get from time to time. It was around Valentine's Day, and my son had wanted to get a gift for his girlfriend, and he originally wanted to buy her flowers. And as a flower therapy healer, I tend to track the price of flowers. We all know that around Valentine's Day and Sweetest Day and other manufactured holidays, flower prices tend to skyrocket because supply and demand, right? So I talked with him about it, and I said, I'm sure she would probably appreciate something else a little bit more. And, you know, he's a high school student and works a part-time job in the summer, so he didn't have a ton of money to drop on flowers anyway. And I made the suggestion that he purchase her an African violet because there had recently been some, you know, tension in her household, and I thought that it could help. And as it turns out, he did purchase her an African violet, a beautiful African violet at that. And it was absolutely the perfect gift for her because she actually is obsessed with African violets and loves them, which I would never have known because it wasn't something that was going to come up casually in conversation in the absence of, you know, the holiday and the plants and the flowers and everything else. So African violets do make a wonderful gift, whether it be for a specific holiday like, you know, Valentine's Day or Mother's Day. They also make a great pick-me-up gift because they transmute negative energy off of your person or off of, you know, out of in your space. But they're also great as a housewarming gift or when someone gets a new job or a promotion, and then they can keep, you know, that in their new home or in their office space. So definitely consider picking up an African violet because goodness knows it is crazy out there. It's a literal jungle out there. People are wild right now. And anytime we leave our houses and we are interacting with people, even if we don't leave our houses and we're interacting with people through our phones, via text, via email, we are coming in contact with a whole lot of negative energy that we can let these beautiful flowers transmute for us simply by living in our space. So go forth, pick one up, make the world a better place, and enjoy the beauty of African violets.